All right. So here we are. It's noon on Thursday, and we get to have our little party. We are going to. I'm going to say a few things about the whole program, and then we're going to answer questions that you might still have. Talk a little bit more about the bracelets. Do a group balancing, and I'll actually just turn my computer around so you can see how I do it on the device that I'm working with, and then if we've got other questions, then we can just go ahead and do that then. So the first thing I want to say is, oh my gosh, thank you so, so much. I was hoping that there'd be 20 people in this pilot to see if we could do all of this with a bigger group, and we had 35, including me, which has just been an extraordinary experience. I have learned so much. And what I've had the most amazement with is watching all of you and hearing all of you talk about what's going on, and especially the openness and the honesty with which you shared the wonderful experiences and the like, oh my gosh, what is going on from experiences, right? You've got all of that, and I really want to say thank you for that. I also really want to say and mention how much, you know what, we're going to mute just 1 second. Sorry. Let me see how I do this. Mute all. Okay, we're going to mute everybody. All right. So, so the other thing I want to say is I really want to acknowledge and really want to just like give a huge hands up, or whatever it's called. It's still not muting. Okay. Just acknowledge what a tremendous step you guys have made for yourself, right? You got this little piece of information. Here's this weird thing where all these frequencies are just going to get thrown at us for a month, and somehow that's going to make my life and business better, really? And you dove in, and you either could feel what the potential was, or you said, well, whatever, for $47, I'll go ahead and try it anyway. And what we've seen is phenomenal opening, really big change, some deep opening and expression for people. And I just want to say that this is a step that you are taking. And these frequencies, while I'm sending them, it's your systems generating that energy, your systems taking that in, your systems integrating that, and you, both with your energy system and with your conscious mind, actually putting those into action in a way that really develops and enhances your life, and specifically with the EBS, your businesses. So I want to say thank you and congratulations. I also want to mention what I'm noticing in the group. It was a 1 month program, but we're in week 5 now, and we're still kind of playing with it. So you've got a bonus week, really. I want to mention I'm seeing people pretty much at 3 different places right now, and I want to address that because whichever one you're in, you might have questions. So the first place where I'm noticing people right now is this place of, wow, things are, great. I'm creating stuff. Maybe you've already created some pretty awesome experiences. I know several of you have and shared in the Facebook group. And maybe it kind of comes and goes, right? You're on today and not quite so much the next day, and on again and not quite so much. So that's one place where I'm noticing people energetically. Another place I'm noticing people is in this place of, wow, I'm feeling different, and I might not necessarily be seeing a lot of things different externally yet, right? I feel lighter, I feel clearer. What are the other words that I kept hearing? I'm more connected with my purpose, more grounded. All of those are really valuable. And what that tells me is that you are at a place of embodying these new frequencies that you are bringing in, right? They are your own greater recognition of who you truly are and what you can truly do. So if you're in that sort of in-between kind of phase, I'm feeling it but not quite seeing it yet, then you're getting ready to actually move that externally. So what I suggest for you is stay with one of the affirmations that we've had. Really, like, maybe tune into the energies of your bracelet, right? Ask to feel them, ask to see them. Meditate or do an exercise like the coherence exercise with those. And what you'll probably notice is you'll start seeing more in the external realm pretty soon. Everybody's system works at its own pace, right? For some people, it's like boom, and they're off and running. For some people, it like really gets to steep, like a really good cup of tea for a while before things start creating externally. The third group I want to address are people I'm seeing who are kind of in this next phase of stuff already. You know, I had some good days and I had this great opening and all this clarity, and now it's like, blah, what is going on in my world, right? Stuff is coming up all over the place, either on an emotional level or in terms of our external experiences, right? With our work, with relationships, with our health, whatever. This is fine, right? And don't think, oh, this didn't work. It did. It is working. And your system is ready to just like peel back those layers of the onion and really get to that core of really of creative perfection. So if you're in that place where you're looking at stuff and going, oh my gosh, what is going on in my life right now? I want to say it's okay. It will not continue forever. And what you get to do with this, I'm going to make two really specific suggestions for this group. I also just want to mention, you're not behind. In a lot of cases, what I'm feeling for you guys is the people who are having everything come up are kind of like at the next layer already. So you may even be moving faster, if you will, than the others. I don't know, right? It's your own system. But what I will say is two things. I'm glancing at my notes for a second. I apologize. Right. The things that came up for you in the third group of, oh my gosh, what's going on here, were to pick one of the affirmations from the broadcast month, whichever one feels best to you. They're all on the Facebook group, and they're all in your old emails. My recommendation would probably be the first one, which is, I'm ready, willing, and able to release anything and anything and everything that no longer serves me. And I would add the phrase, with grace and ease, at the end of it, right? That's my thing for everything these days, with grace and ease. So you might think about working with that affirmation. You can repeat it like a mantra. You can use it in your prayer or meditation each day. I would be working with that affirmation. The other thing I would do is I would go back to the coherence exercise, which was in week 3, I think. And it's in the Facebook group under the files section up at the top, and it's in one of your emails. But it's probably easiest to find it in the Facebook group. If you can't find it, let me know and I will send it to you again. All right, so with the coherence exercise, do it just like it is, except before you start it, set the intention with that affirmation, I'm ready, willing, and able to release anything and everything that no longer serves me or my highest purpose. And with that intention, do the coherence exercise. And what you'll probably notice is stuff showing up in the body or feelings of emotions that are coming up, like anger, resentment, frustration, bitterness, those, the heavier emotions. Breathe with them as you go through the coherence exercise, and you'll start to free the space for those things to move a little more smoothly. Not always more quickly, but more smoothly, which changes your experience of it and changes the energy that you're putting out in the world, therefore what you're experiencing in the world. I'm going to unmute you for a second and see if anybody has questions. Well, not just a second. I'm going to mute you to see if people have questions. Okay. Does that make sense to people? We got a bunch of background noise. That's okay.
Yes, that makes sense, Catherine.
Yeah.
This is Ann. Okay.
Hi.
That makes sense. Hi. And I am going to mute myself, hopefully with *6, because, yes, around me I do have a lot of background.
No worries.
Sound.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks. And this is just for the Q&A. I'm muting everybody otherwise. But if there are questions about what we're doing or the exercise, this would be a great time to put those out there. Awesome.
Well, I would say I'm reading it right now, the coherence exercise. Thank you so much, Catherine. Thank you for everything.
Absolutely.
So you're saying so right in the middle is where is that correct? Is that what you're saying? Suggest the intent, whether you're suggesting the intention statement?
Yeah, people who are already like, wow, I'm awesome. That's cool. For the people who are, I'm going to try to see.
Yeah, someone has, it's too hard to hear. Someone's got a lot.
Got background noise going on, you guys. Try to mute yourself. You know, Jen, what I'm going to do is I'll take your question.
Yeah.
Mute while I answer.
Yeah. Thank you. And I love the heart math thing.
Great. Okay. So Jen, what I'm suggesting is for those people in the first group who are already like, whoa, I'm on fire. Great. Just keep going, right? And for the people who are in that sort of middle group, like I'm feeling it, right? I'm a little more centered, more coherent, more grounded, more connected with my purpose, but I'm not seeing the outward projection of that yet. The coherence exercise is great in picking any of the affirmations, whichever one really resonates for you at that point, and then continuing to work with that. For the third group of, oh my gosh, what's going on now, right? I've got all this junk coming up. I'm going to say do the coherence exercise with the intention of I'm ready, willing, and able to release anything and everything that no longer serves me with grace and ease. So the coherence plus that will start to help move that through. Does that, Jen, I can see you. So if you want to nod, if that answers your question, awesome. Okay, great. Okay, so if there are other questions, I'm going to unmute you for another moment. Any other questions about what we were doing right now or where you guys are in the process? Okay, then I'm going to mute you guys again and talk a little about, well, I talk about what's next first. Okay. Okay, this is a little more confusing than I thought. So the thing I want to say next is all of you have made a lot of progress, and both in terms of your connection, like with regard to your business, but also just in your ability, like the clarity of your pipes, if you will, right? To be able to bring these creative energies through, work with them in your system, and consistently put them out in the world. This is what the activation method masterclass is about. And it's a whole really specific process, right? We're doing 9 weeks of 9 steps to really move you through this. So I just want to remind you, I don't want to spend too much time on it here, but I want to remind you that today is the day if you want to register for it. Jen's got a question, 1 second. Remind you that today is the day to register for that. I'm creating this largely for you and on the basis of your energy and what has been created with you all so far. So it's a great opportunity because it really is like, it's for you. What I want to say about it is what I see a lot of people do, and this goes for my clients, for you guys in the group, and just people, and myself, frankly, sometimes. I see a lot of pushing, right? Our society teaches, like, get out there, do it, go for it. And this is all third chakra energy, right? Which is all our digestive systems, it's our adrenal glands, it's all that stuff. So when we get that out of balance, and I am going to step out and say something that I might ultimately disagree with later, but I think this is correct. I think especially as women, we're not set up to run so much on third chakra energy. It's a masculine energy form, right? And it's fine, and we all have it, and we want to use it. But wow, it's easy to get out of balance there, right? When we can use the whole system, right? All of our energy centers. We're going to work with chakras for this program because it's just easy, and most people already know the chakras. When you can bring your vision in through your inspiration, through the flow of universal energy to your system, really see it, really start to get a feeling for it, Start to communicate that effectively with yourself, with other people, partners, clients, customers, all of this. Feel that from your heart and really create the connection with the outcome, with the experience for yourself and for the others you'll be working with or serving. Then move that into, all right, now I'm acting, right? Third chakra, let's get out there and do something with it. Second chakra, which is really, it is the womb of creation, both for little babies and for our visions and our dreams and our ideas. So when we let that gestate there and apply the passion, the nurturing, all the energies from that chakra into that idea, as we're in action with it, then as we move that into basically the birth canal of the first chakra, which is the denser energy that really puts things into material form, then we're able to bring stuff through as we saw it and as we desire it. What I see happen so much is like we either are hanging out up here, like this whole group was basically at the beginning, right? All the energy is up here. So then I've got all kinds of great ideas, all kinds of visions, all kinds of thoughts, and maybe I can write really well with it and all this stuff, but it's not hitting the ground, right? Or I'm operating from the lower chakras, so I've got this let's go energy, and I'm out there hitting the pavement and doing whatever needs to be done, but I haven't really built the strength for it up here. So I'll see one or the other. What we're doing with this program is we're working the whole system in the opposite way of which it's normally taught in the West. Normally, if people do chakra meditations, you're starting with the root and you're going up. This is in the yogic and the Vedic traditions, this is considered the path of liberation. Awesome, important. Who doesn't want liberation, right? The downward path, which is what we'll be working more with in this program, is the path of creation. So we're working from like a funnel, right? From that universal, unlimited font of knowledge, wisdom, and information up here, bringing it through into the denser energies of physical form. When we work these two together, which is what we're going to be doing, we have what is considered the path of, I'm going to call it the path of wholeness, the path of realization. We're working with the universal forces. We're working with the earthly energies, and we're bringing those into sync together, right? That's where we've got, and we've got, wow, I got it done. Here are my clients. Here's my bank account. Here's my legacy, right? We've got the entire picture. The way most things are taught in the West, it's all about this stuff, which is awesome and not practical, right? Or you can get the manifestation line of stuff, which is all about the physical stuff and doesn't really create from the center. So this brings all of those things together and teaches it in a form where you will be able to just do this yourself forever. So anyway, I've already done more about that than I wanted to, but I love this. I love doing it. I love seeing my clients do it when we go through a coaching program together. And I love you guys now, right? I knew most of you before, some of you not, but now like I'm totally in love with all of you and the group. So it would thrill me, and it would thrill me to see you just master this. So enough on that. I'll put a link to the registration in the Facebook when we're done with our party, and it's also in the email that I sent. I think it was yesterday. So tonight, 11:59 Eastern time is the cutoff. So if you want this and 2 more broadcasts, I'm going to give you in August too, which is like super fun. Okay, so if you want to do that, please like check it out and do it. And Jen, I know you had a question, so I'll unmute people so you can ask your question.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, totally.
So I totally want to do it, and I love what you offer. I love what you offer. I love what you're doing. I love how you do it. I'm very grateful. So I want to be all in. Here's my one concern.
Sure.
As you know, I'm a therapist, and as you know, I have referred a number of my clients to you.
Yes.
I would be concerned about being in this with my clients because then I just can't be open.
Awesome. That's a very good point. As of now, well, we might want to take this online. Let me just say generally, the likelihood of any of the clients who you've sent to me being in the group is almost 0.
Now someone's background is interfering with what you're saying. Maybe mute us so I could hear that. But But anyway.
Jen, the likelihood of any of the people who you've sent to me being in the group is about 0. Good? Yeah. No, that's a very legitimate question. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for thinking of that. Okay, I'm going to quick unmute in case there are other questions. If someone knows that they've got background noise, it'd be so awesome if you could mute yourself. All right. Any other questions right now about the program coming up? Oh, thank you, whoever that was. Okay, awesome. Then let's do this. I would love to know, what are you experiencing with your bracelets so far? Bracelets. I love that you guys were putting pictures up there. That was so awesome. Yay, look, bracelet sisters. So who's noticing anything? You may or may not. The bracelets are really nice. It's like this kind of rip into the system.
Hi, Catherine. I unmuted myself. I hope there's not a lot of background sound.
It's fine right now, Andrea.
But I just wanted to share. So I was experiencing a lot initially. I was feeling a lot through my right side. And an energy, like a good energy. And then, yeah, and you know, it's like an awareness. It's an awareness of energy that will come up sometimes through yoga practice, but just happening, like, not necessarily through movement at that point. So I found that really interesting. And then there's been just a lot of moving back and forth in the multi-passionate areas in which I'm creating. I just am really wanting to ground in moving forward in a particular direction, and so I've been doing some more writing, and you know, and hopefully there will be a merge, you know, that melding, you know, through the program and through what you're suggesting. We work with in going back to just making a tweak to the affirmation, the intention, using the coherence exercises. So I'm looking forward to these next 9 weeks in working with you and the group in this program that you're offering, and I'm very, very grateful.
Oh, Andrea, I'm very grateful. Let me say a couple things in comments. First, I'm going to go to everybody. First, I absolutely love, you have such a beautiful way of articulating what you're thinking. I've always admired this about you, and I'm sure it shows up in your writing as well. That word meld is so beautiful. I hadn't gotten that word yet, so thank you. This is a melding, and which is nice because melding is like alchemy, right? Alchemical Wonder Woman. So it's a very apt word. What I'll mention with regard to, wow, I was feeling a lot of stuff with the bracelet, and then it kind of calmed down, and you know, now it's sort of up and down. Your system, sometimes when people start, it's like, whoa, because it's like, wow, here's all this stuff I didn't have before. And, you know, and then we start integrating it and it kind of comes and goes. So ride the wave with that. What you may find is that as you start moving, more of those energies or frequencies are being called on to support you in what you're doing. So you might then feel them more. Or you might go into that place of, wow, I feel really ready. And then you go, oh my gosh, but I'm so afraid, right? Which we all do. It's like classic. Don't ever think that's not going to happen, right? It's just like, that's the human system, unfortunately, or whatever, for better or worse. If you go into that place, you might also start to feel some of those energies rising again, because that fear is coming up to be transmuted, right, into what it truly is, which is simply first, second, third chakra energy that wants to move, but isn't right now because I'm sitting with it in a still place, not in a still place, in a stuck place, basically, right? So with the 9-week program, we're going to have exercises to go through those phases, to go through those inevitable, right? I always hear people say, I just want to get rid of fear. I'm like, yeah, right. You and me both, right? But it doesn't go away. We get to work with it in different ways so that we are mastering that energy and liberating it to you as opposed to it running us, right? I know that's kind of a weird concept, but I promise this works. And actually, I mean, it just makes sense. I'm sure it makes sense to all of you guys. So I want to say that to you, Andrea, and that I love what you're saying about the areas that you really want to go into and feeling a deeper connection with that, and not even a connection, but you're like, I'm really feeling called. So that is like, that's spot on. And you get to move with that, and you can even use those things, right? Like, wow, I really want to focus on this, for as like the experiment, as the what's the word I'm looking for? As the food, as the idea to really to work with during the 9-week program. So I think that's going to be super duper awesome for you. All right, other questions or other comments about the bracelet, other things you're noticing?
Thank you. I just want to say, yes, that totally resonates, and what you're saying about moving through the fear.
Yeah.
I do notice that, and so I know it's an area to work through.
And it always will be, right? It's very easy. We get hard on ourselves. I do this too. Oh my gosh, weird. Why am I not done with this yet? Why am I still blah, 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 right? It's not a still, and there's nothing wrong. It always will be. So we get to navigate it, work with it, transmute it, liberate the energy so it becomes power to move us forward. It's a lifelong thing for everybody. So awesome, Andrea, and yay. And I'm so glad you'll be with the group.
Thank you.
All right, other bracelet comments, experiences, thoughts, questions? All right, well, I guess nothing on the bracelets. Really, you guys? Come on, this is so fun. Are you guys glad that I got really nice sterling silver bracelets and not the little hologram ones I used to use? Yes. I used to have people, the other one was like this, it looked like a nightclub bracelet, and people would cut it up because it's a hologram, right? So it can, one piece has everything in it. And people would they'd stick it in their bra, they'd stick it in their shoe, because no one wanted to wear a nightclub bracelet. I don't know why.
Hi, Catherine, this is Melinda.
Oh, hey, Melinda.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I unmuted myself, wasn't sure.
I'm looking at the chat.
Yes,
No.
so
Leslie, I'm looking at the chat right now. Okay, Melinda, sorry, go ahead.
that's what, so the bracelets, what I noticed, I got mine a little later, so I've only had it on, 2 days, maybe 3 days now. But almost that it's magnifying everything that I have been feeling, or even like supplements that I take, it's almost magnifying those things in a really fabulous way.
That's awesome. You know, it can do that because as we get clearer, sorry, I'm just bumping my table again. As we get clearer, then everything is more accessible. So the nutrients in your supplements are more accessible. The true experience, true, capital T, true experience of that feeling or that emotion or that state is also more available. There's more depth to plumb and there's more freedom to allow it to move. So Melinda, that's beautiful. And I just want to just send you just huge hugs for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Leslie, I'm so sorry. When I've been doing the energy checks in my body with the different projects, the good orderly direction one kept going down, and I realized that I'd misinterpreted it as a no, when it really meant that I had to move downward to the actual physical action mode. Nice. All right. So Leslie, this is a really valuable observation. And yeah, it's easy for us not to bring something down far enough, right? Oh, it's in my heart. Oh, I can feel it in my gut. We need to bring it all the way down. In fact, what I would even think about doing, right, the knees and the ankles are extensions of the root chakra. So you don't even just have to bring it down to the root chakra at the perineum. You can bring it all the way down, right? Knees, ankles, bring it into the earth where your own energetic roots are. And that might be something really powerful for you to play with, Leslie. I hope that addresses your comment. But the bringing it in, bringing it down, and really accessing those root energies, which so often we're taught, like the whole New Age thing is about, you know, the lower chakras are bad or something, and the upper ones are better, and it's absolute nonsense. In fact, it's actually, I'll be very honest, I'll be very blunt. I think it's a very disempowering mindset and a disempowering practice. So, no, that's like my editorial moment, sorry. Okay, Sharon, can't really talk. Seems like I processed bracelet in about 2 days. Continuing to wear and check in, not feeling it, and that's okay. That is okay, Sharon, that's awesome. So what I was saying before, like you might really notice it as it's brand new, right? I have the first couple days, Sharon, since it's you, I'll put it this way, right? The first couple days, I'm really using a lot of greens, or that I start with, putting pure synergy in my shake each day or something. I really feel those greens, right? They're electrifying. And then when my body starts to get used to it, I'm still benefiting totally from it. But I don't feel that same right, that I had the first couple days I started working with greens. So same idea here. Please do keep wearing the bracelet, because there's more. There is, in fact, for sure, more that you get to integrate and more that you get to realign. And it may be much more subtle here on out. But especially since you're out in Arizona right now, like creating your new life as we speak, I'd wear that thing a lot. And I'm so glad that you're able to make it, Sharon. I know that's kind of a weird situation for you. Jen Wofford, bracelet is lovely, light and pretty and attractive and not too big. I like it very much. I wear it, keep hoping that it's bringing me more energy and is helping me stay focused on my intention in future. Yes, Jen, it will. And as you work with it with that intention, it will also do that. You might even take your intention one step further out, which is allowing all of my creative energies to flow and express fully and cleanly. It's kind of a nice affirmation, actually. Allowing all of my creative energies to flow and express fully and cleanly. And that way, you're not putting any limitation on what it can do. If I'm saying grounded, focused, give me more physical energy, I'm taking 2% of my pie chart, right? Or 5% of my pie chart. I want that whole darn thing and more, right? So leave the intention open enough that whatever wants to work for you is fully able to.
Thank you. That sounds great.
Totally.
I'll have to leave soon to work.
Okay, my dear, I'm so glad you're here. Many, many blessings. And I
Thank you.
Be in the group. This is going to be so much fun.
Thank you.
Yes, awesome. All right, Robin has a comment also. She says, does it matter which wrist it's on? Great question. Jen had that question a couple days ago. No, it does not matter. I actually did, I did experiments with this, because when I started working with this, the person who I was training with had a lot of belief systems around you know, you can only do a broadcast this often. You should only run it for this long. You know, the bracelet needs to be on this wrist, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, wow, that's just an awful lot of limitation on something that actually is all about releasing limitation. Like, it just didn't make sense to me that there'd be so many limitations. And so I experimented with that. I'm like, what if I run a broadcast for 2 minutes? What if I run it for 24 hours straight? What if I run myself and do different assessments and different remedies 2 days in a row? What if I wear it on my left wrist? What if I wear it on my right wrist? What if I put it in my pocket? What if I stick it in my bra like my client was doing? All of it works. All of it works. The one thing that didn't work, and you won't do this with this bracelet, but people wanted to with the nightclub bracelet, it doesn't work to have it in your purse because it's not close enough to the body, right? It's not close, consistently it's not close enough to the body. But pockets, bras, shoes, and either wrist work absolutely perfectly. If it were a different kind of bracelet, if it were a chain bracelet and you wanted to wear it on your ankle, you could totally do that. I've done, in a couple situations, I've done necklaces for people that were sterling silver, or gold will hold the frequencies also. So sterling or gold as a necklace works. I've imprinted other things. When I've worked with people selling houses, I've imprinted a vase, a metal vase from that house, or you know, a decorative thing that then goes on the mantle or something. And so a lot of different things can imprint. So it's as long as it's with you, or if we're doing it for a house, then in the house. If I'm doing it for a business, then someplace that is central to the place of business, like the main office. So it works in all of those ways. Andrea Cochera, hello, Andrea. That was my question too. Which wrist? Either's fine. You're all good. You're all good. And I love that we're all like here with our bracelets on right now. This is like, it's a total sisterhood. This is awesome. All right. Other bracelet comments, questions? Okay. We're going to do a quick group balancing. We've done this part a little longer than I thought we would. This is going to be a little weird because I'm going to pick my finger up and swing it around so you can see the screen on the system that I use to do the work. And I won't be able to see you. You won't be able to see me because my camera is going to point at my computer. This is going to be kind of weird, but it's the only thing I've been able to figure out.
Bless you.
Okay. So actually, maybe I can do this. Oh, wow. Oh, hey, look, this is going to be cool. Okay.
It works.
So this, oh my gosh, I'm so psyched. Let me find if I can raise this up a little bit. Okay, so this is the main screen for, you know what, I'm going to hold this with my hand so I can put the screen up here. Okay, so this is the main screen I use for this device. My hand straight. Okay, so that may look wavy to you since it's a electronic on electronic. So what we're going to do, this is the main screen. You guys are in here right now, the Energy Broadcast System pilot. Yay! And we are going to do something that we have not done with you before. Well, actually, I did it once. But, we're going to do specific frequencies. And we're doing them for organs and systems, but we're doing this energetically, right? So we're not really messing with your liver or something. We're supporting the energies for, and we're going to focus, I did a check before, and we got to do your nervous systems today. So we're going to look at the spinal system, spinal cord, and the nerves off of that. So you can see this picture here. Here's the spine with the nerves coming off of this. Over here, what we have are all of these different aspects, right? All the different nerves that run off the spine, of which there are a ton. What we see here in this column, the result column, is where we're seeing imbalances, right? How fully aligned and at optimization things are. Some of these numbers are big. That means there's something to be done. You'll also see possibly at the bottom, we've got a ton of little bitty numbers, 0.34, 0.36. Some of them are positive numbers, some of them are negative numbers. All that means, well, when the numbers are smaller, especially under 0, it usually means that there's something that is unconscious or something that's fairly chronic.
Can you adjust your your phone or whatever you're using to see the screen? Oh, there we go.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
For that. Okay, so what we do now is we see where these are, and we've got plenty to play with. We're going to do select all, and we're just going to run this for 1 minute right now. And what we're doing then is we're broadcasting to you the frequencies of these elements, the frequencies of these nerves, the frequencies at their optimal expression, the frequencies of the entire spinal nervous element at its optimal expression. So these are being transmitted to your systems now. What's cool is if your system needs one of these, you're like, yum, I'll take that. If you don't want it, then it's like being at a buffet and your system just goes, yeah, I think I'll take a pass. So we're not forcing anything on your system. You're not going to freak out if you're driving. You're not going to, collapse in your meeting right now. Like none of that happens. And if you're in a place where receiving these frequencies actually is not useful for you, then, not useful at the moment, but useful generally, then your system will just keep them in this holding tank, like a cloud storage until you're ready to download them. So we're going to run, that's running right now. We're going to do one other, and I'm going to try to run the solfeggio for you.
Doing your thing. We're learning about energies in the body and when a system is ready to take on energy.
Lauren's
sorry.
That's okay.
I thought I was muted.
I don't want you to say anything that's not for prime time. So in the improvement section, you can see the numbers changing as the frequencies are being transmitted. Okay, while this is happening, I'm getting a book that I can set this on, so I'm not doing it with my hand, and you will actually get a better view. I apologize. 1 second. Okay, so it should be done in a moment. We're also, let's go ahead, we can start another one at the same time, even though this is still running. We're going to do the nervous system, and I was shown the other place to work with was the brain. So here we have our beautiful brains. And all these different things that go on in the brain, parts of the brain, aspects of the brain, functions of the brain. And we can look at these. When I work with someone, if there's a specific issue going on, right, like a health problem, then I'll go into all of the detail on that and really look at, oh, what might this mean? What might that mean? And what do we want to do with these things? But because we're doing a general balancing, supporting the intention that we've had for you, and supporting the frequencies in your bracelet. I actually am using the same setup for this that we use to create your bracelets. So this is in support of the bracelets and your experience with them. So we're doing it for this particular situation. I'm not seeking, to do something borderline medical. And so now this runs. Most people, when I do these, don't really feel it unless there's something specific going on. The first time when I was actually introduced to this system, I had a really bad cold thing going on. And I was completely stuffed up. I couldn't breathe well. And the woman ran this, she was doing a demo for me. And for 30 seconds, she ran all this stuff about the sinuses and the nose, and literally it's like a faucet got turned on and I was dripping all over the place in moments. So when there's something really quick and physical to be resolved, something acute, then that'll happen. What we're doing for you today is more general balancing, supporting the expression of the frequencies in your bracelets. Let's see if there's one other that wants to show up. Yes. So your adrenals would like some energy, which I shouldn't be surprised by. Everybody's do usually. So aren't these cute? So we're going to select all of these. And this we're also going to do, whoops, select all. And this we're also going to do for 1 minute. And what we can also do while this is running, so these frequency programs that you see on this screen here, these are all preset frequency programs, and a lot of them come from the Rife work, and then others have been created by various practitioners and people for all kinds of different situations, conditions, and reasons. And I'm giving you so much more information than you all need to know. You guys are probably like, oh my gosh, Catherine, this is so boring. Are you bored? Unmute you. Are you bored? Unmute. Are you totally bored?
This is great.
Okay.
Do I?
For the phone people, this might be boring, actually, I'm realizing. So at any rate, let me do this.
While you're doing that,
I do it for you.
which was the same one? Oh no, you
Really
said, I was going to say,
And
that.
you guys again. Okay, so I'm going to run down in frequencies. See if I can just do this for 1 minute. I don't know how the sound is going to carry through. That's my only real concern with this. Whoa. Hey. Okay, sorry about that. So whether you can hear it or not, the frequencies are being transmitted. So you're receiving this regardless. These, well, I'll go ahead and talk over it. What's fun with these is I've experimented with running them for longer periods or running them really fast. And I see actually that running them really fast sometimes actually creates faster resonance, and we don't need to run them as long. Like if each tone only has a second as opposed to each tone for a minute, then that, I find it does the same thing, which was surprising to me and really cool. When I was having difficulty doing this recording for you guys, the second week or whenever it was, I went online finally thinking, well, I'll just find someone else's solfeggio frequencies and use those, right? Because this was just getting too difficult. And in the end, I couldn't find anything that actually did it fairly quickly instead of they were running for like 10, 15, 20 minutes each tone. And I thought, oh my gosh, like I'd be bored out of my mind. So, so I did it briefly, right? I think I did 1 minute with each tone for the recording that I did for you. I see that I'm getting another. Linda says, could I do a second recording of the tones for 1 second each? Yeah, I would. I'll totally do that. I thought about doing one of those because I kind of like it that way myself. But I thought it might be jarring, right? And people go, ah. So, but I'll do it and you can see, do you like the 1 minute or do you like the 1 second? Totally, I'll do that for you, Linda. That'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, so I will do that. Oh, yay. Lauren says, not bored. Great. Not bored, not bored. Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys are geeks like I am. This is fun. This is like my favorite stuff. Okay, so bracelet. I'm sorry, I'm reading a comment from someone. Beautiful. So intensification of awareness, intensification of dreams with the bracelet. Entirely possible, right? As we're becoming more and more in touch with ourselves, with our true self, with our fullest energies, then it'll show up in those ways. There might be things for us to see, might be things for us to know with that awareness. So thank you for sharing that. And what I'd love to say is that while some of this stuff that can come up, especially if your system's really like open to experience, you could have interesting dreams, you could have states of awareness or states of being that are unusual or new, and all of that is okay. And my encouragement is be with it for the moment. Don't make it mean too much, and don't feel a need to hold on to it, right? Sometimes dreams come up just because they're energies to be processed. Sometimes they come up because they're information. Same thing with states of consciousness, and even more so with emotions, right? Energy in motion. It wants to move. It doesn't want to get analyzed and analyzed and analyzed all over again. So your adrenals now are much happier than they were. I'm going to go ahead and run this for another minute, by the way. And nervous system is good, but I'm going to run this for another minute too, if you don't mind. And that one feels nice. The spine feels good. So we're going to click out on the spine. All right. So now, oh, hi, Oils. We're going to put you back up here so we can talk and see each other. All right. Wow, I don't look that great. Okay, so that's the machine. We just did a little group balancing. And the sound, I think, was kind of weird. I'm sorry it got so loud. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you guys in case you have questions or things you want to share. All right, you're free to talk. Robin says, I feel pressure around the third eye and flush throughout my body. Yeah, so Robin, breathe with it, right? Breathe with it. The third eye, so much as you already know, I mean, about our vision, about our awareness, and it's about the intellect as well, right, on the more mental level. So I would simply breathe with it and help to move that through. Flush throughout the body. Actually, we were just doing adrenals. So if there's adrenals are very involved. Now I'm like putting on my naturopath hat. Adrenals are involved in our temperature regulation, as you might know, Robin. So so there could be something, the adrenals balancing out with the frequencies that we're just transmitting for you also. Your adrenals might have wanted something pretty specific. All right. Nervous system broadcast had a huge bong sounding in my throat, says Linda. Yeah, well, that's, she's like, here. So that's interesting because we haven't had a chance to interact a whole lot. But I would wonder, you know, what's wanting to happen there. What, either something that wants to be released or something that wants to be said, something that wants to be communicated, either externally or even sometimes internally. What do I get to communicate to myself? What do I get to recognize or say? Or what have I been saying that isn't really, you know, that's not so great anymore? So keep breathing with it and play with that. Directing your breath to a place in your body, most of you know this, but I'll say it anyway, is very effective, right? Very effective to open and allow things to move, however they're wanting to move. Leslie says the sinuses were feeling pressure at the very beginning. So yeah, I think we did. What did we do? I think we did the spine first and then the brain. Spinal nerves go everywhere, sweetie. It could be anything, and you let it move and you let it balance. So that's awesome. Excellent. Okay. So other thoughts or questions on the balancing on your bracelet? If not, I think that's almost all I wanted to say. Except I just part of I think why this has gone on for the 5th week. I was thinking about the energy of, oh, the group energy doesn't want this to end. I think there's a place where my energy didn't want this to end either. This has been so much fun, not at all the way I envisioned it. I thought this was going to be a very hands-off program, and I just like throw out these frequencies to you guys each week, and and it would just do its thing. So the fact that we really created so much community and such connection with one another, and that we still have our Facebook group, right? I'll keep that open. And we can all continue to share and everything. That's still there. That we've created what we have with this, and that the guidance that I kept getting was, show up more, create the group, do the videos, or whatever, the live streams, and be in it. I'm glad I listened because it was probably coming from all of you, the group itself. And it's kind of weird to end. So I'm like, what? I'm all sad and excited because actually we get to start all over again with something even cooler, honestly, in a couple weeks, 3 weeks, I think, right? Linda says, my temperature is rising gradually as I sit here. Yeah, right? You're going to warm up. Like, there go your adrenals. They're like, oh, dude, let's get moving. Good. What is the process and the cost if we want a bracelet recharged for something specific? Great question. Usually it's $150, which covers my ability to run the assessment for you and imprint the bracelet, get it to you, and give you the information about what's in the bracelet. So usually it's $150. If it's part of something longer, like if you wanted the bracelet redone with the group energy for the 9-week program, then that's just included in that, and it's no big deal. If you're doing the deep dive, which a couple of you are, the deep dive experience, then you get the personal broadcast and or personal reprogramming of your bracelet is already included in that. So as part of that, then it's already covered. Excited to meet everyone. Look forward to keeping in touch or moving through the next program. Yes. I don't know. I just can't say enough. This has been so much fun. And you all are phenomenal. There was one other thing I wanted to say. Now I'm feeling the energies that we just did, so I'm like revving a little bit, which isn't great for my focus and my speaking. Do keep your bracelets. They can be reprogrammed as part of a group or individually. I'm going to send you guys one more note. Linda, I will do the recording. And I'm going to send you guys one more note because I really would, as part of the pilot, be so intensely grateful for your feedback, or what in the business is called testimonials, although I really can't stand that word. So I'll send you a note and ask you a couple questions and ask your permission to use what you might be willing to share. As you can appreciate now, this is a hard thing to explain. And so the best way to be able to help other people understand what's possible is to show them what other people have experienced. So I just want to say I'd be really grateful if you'd be willing to do that for me, and for the group. Okay, another question coming in from Andrea. How long will the charge on the current bracelet last? How long should we continue to wear them? Good. In my experience so far, most people integrate the information from the bracelet within a week or two. I've had some people who've worn them for 6 weeks. I had one lady who loved her so much that she wore it for 6 weeks, and then this was back when we had nightclub bracelets, and she taped it all up. It was coming apart literally. She taped it all up and still kept wearing it for months. I cannot imagine that your system is going to take that long to integrate it. I would say 1 to 2 weeks. Usually people get a sign that they're kind of done. Either with the nightclub bracelets, it's like they would start to feel really tight and kind of strangly. With this one, I don't imagine it's going to be that. You may just feel like, golly, I'm tired of this, and want to take it off and then forget to put it back on, or something like that. So I'd say give it a week or two and just hang on to it. The charge will last. The programming in it lasts until it's reprogrammed. So if you don't do anything with it, it will hang on to the frequencies that are there, and they'll continue to be available to you as long as you hang on to the bracelet. Usually 1 to 2 weeks, though. Oh my gosh, here's the other thing I needed to tell you. So I'm disappearing tomorrow for 10 days on a silent meditation and yoga retreat. So that's partly why the program isn't starting until September. And the other reason is because you guys just got your bracelets, right? You need a couple weeks to acclimate and start, doing stuff and creating with your bracelets before we start moving into something different. So for those 2 reasons, the program starts at the beginning of September. Literally 1st of September is when you'll get your first module with exercises and information. But what I think I wanted to tell you that is because I won't be in the Facebook group. I'll drop a couple things in or time them to go in before I leave. But what I want to say is even though I'm not there for the next 10 days, it's our house, right? It belongs to all of us. So hang out, post things, share, feel free to engage. And when I get back, I'll read everything and get all caught up with everybody. And then we'll start transitioning into our next step with the activation method. All right, I'm about to do that thing I do where I run on way too long just because I don't want to hang up the phone. So let me open this one last time. I'm going to unmute everybody, see if there's anything anyone wants to share. Linda, will the energy I just broadcast for the adrenal, spine, and brain be rebroadcast when we rewatch this recording? Outstanding. Yeah, it will. Yeah, when each time you tune into it, you'll be able to pick it up again. And for the people who aren't on the live call, when they listen to it, all 34 people are in the broadcast. So it is available to everyone, and you'll keep tuning into it. More than rebroadcast, it's like you tune back into it and get it fresh each time that you'll watch this or listen to the little brief solfeggio that we got. All right, other questions or comments? Ladies, I cannot tell you what an incredible honor this has been and how you guys have totally blown me away. This was beyond what I would have expected, and literally, basically just brings tears. This is, I don't know what to say. It brings tears. So thank you very much, and you all are amazing. And I hope you'll continue to share the amazing things you're being and the amazing things you're doing as you go on, and hopefully as you continue with the activation method. All right, so I'll stop rambling and sending you all lots of love, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, Catherine. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, my dear.